The launch of the Dangote petroleum refinery in Nigeria was met with a series of challenges, ranging from regulatory hurdles to accusations of monopolistic practices.
We didn't have a single idea of what we were getting into.
Critics argued that the refinery would have undue control over the petroleum market, and there were claims of political and economic sabotage.
Africa's richest man has been accused of seeking to monopolize Nigeria's diesel and aviation fuel industries.
However, the refinery overcame these obstacles by demonstrating its capacity to refine fuel at a competitive level, securing crucial partnerships with international buyers and meeting global standards.
When you import things into your country, you are importing poverty, exporting jobs out. So we have to stop it.
Despite concerns raised by local oil marketers about its decision to sell refined petroleum in dollars, the refinery continued to expand its influence, exporting jet fuel and petrol to multiple foreign countries, including the United States, Saudi Arabia, and several European nations. One of the most significant impacts of the Dangote refinery has been the reduction of fuel prices in Nigeria, which had previously gone past 1,200 naira a liter to about 900 naira a liter now.
Dangote refinery has announced a reduction in the ex-depot price of premium motor spirit.
Before the refinery became operational, Nigeria was heavily dependent on fuel imports, which were subject to fluctuating global prices and foreign exchange instability. With local production ramping up, fuel costs have started to stabilize, providing relief to consumers.
Now we are able to produce PMS with a facility within Nigeria.
This has positioned the refinery as a key player in Nigeria's energy sector, reducing the country's reliance on imported refined products while creating an avenue for foreign exchange earnings. Dangote sells 2 million barrels of jet fuel to the US.
The Dangote Petroleum Refinery yesterday announced that the United States imported over 2 million barrels of jet fuel.
The most remarkable milestone in Dangote Refinery's operations has been its successful sale of 2 million barrels of jet fuel to the United States in March 2025. This achievement underscores the growing global significance of the refinery and its ability to compete with established refineries in Europe and America. Data from ship tracking services indicate that 6 vessels carrying approximately 1.7 million barrels of jet fuel from the refinery arrived at U.S. ports, with an additional shipment of 348,000 barrels scheduled to reach the Everglades terminal. The influx of Nigerian jet fuel into the U.S. market has significantly influenced jet fuel prices in North America, particularly ahead of the summer travel season, leading to more competitive pricing for airlines and consumers. Analysts have highlighted that the surge in U.S. imports of Nigerian jet fuel was partly due to a temporary shutdown at the Phillips 66 Bayway refinery in New Jersey. However, the decision by American buyers to source fuel from Nigeria rather than Europe reflects the refinery's ability to meet the high-quality standards demanded by international markets.
But it's important for us to know that Dangote Refinery is a game changer.
This development has been described as a point of pride for Nigeria.
Building a refinery like this is supposed to be a pride for everybody,
as it signifies the refinery's ability to challenge traditional fuel suppliers and reshape global fuel trading dynamics. Beyond the US. Beyond the United States, the Dangote refinery has also made strides in penetrating other international markets.
The refinery proving that the continent can develop world-class infrastructure to compete on a global stage.
It recently exported 130 million liters of jet fuel to Saudi Arabia, proving that its products are not only competitive in the Atlantic basin but also in the Middle East, where fuel refining is a dominant industry.
Dangote Refinery is helping Africa gradually break free from its dependence on European fuel imports.
These strategic exports demonstrate the refinery's growing influence in global energy markets and its potential to become a key supplier in international trade. The ability of Dangote Refinery to export high volumes of fuel while simultaneously reducing fuel costs in Nigeria.
That Dangote Refinery has announced a reduction and the price of its premium malted spirit
reflects the impact of local refining on economic stability. With Nigeria's historical dependence on fuel imports, foreign exchange outflows were a significant challenge. The refinery's capacity to generate revenue through exports has not only strengthened Nigeria's economic position, but also improved the local manufacturing sector. The production of polypropylene, a crucial petrochemical component, is expected to revive Nigeria's struggling textile industry and save the country an estimated $267 million in annual import costs. This is particularly important for local manufacturers who previously struggled with foreign exchange shortages and supply chain disruptions. Local opposition. Despite these achievements, the refinery has faced resistance from some local industry players.
I do not think that the issue of NNPCL and Dangote refinery should be confined.
The Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, Petroan, strongly opposed the refinery's decision to sell fuel in dollars, arguing that it would put undue pressure on Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves and contribute to inflation.
Petroan argued that Dangote Petroleum Refinery is inconsiderate.
Petroan called on the government to ensure that all fuel transactions within Nigeria remain in Naira to protect the economy. The debate over pricing and currency transactions highlights the challenges of balancing local economic interests.
It's more or less trying to help local refineries to stand on their feet.
With the refineries' need to operate competitively in international markets.
The government insists the policy will reduce demand for forex.
Nevertheless, the Dangote refinery's expansion into the U.S. fuel market marks a turning point in Nigeria's economic diversification efforts. The refinery's ability to supply jet fuel to one of the world's largest fuel-consuming nations challenges the dominance of long-established global refiners and reinforces Nigeria's role as a key player in the international energy landscape. While some analysts believe that Nigeria's opportunity to export jet fuel to the U.S. may be short-lived due to the anticipated reopening of American refineries, the deal has already positioned Dangote Refinery as a major force in global fuel trading. Importance of this deal. As Nigeria continues to navigate its evolving energy landscape, the success of Dangote Refinery highlights the importance of supporting local industrialization.
For me, the project's contribution is immeasurable.
The refinery has demonstrated that with the right investment, policy support and operational efficiency, Nigeria can not only meet its local fuel demands, but also become a net exporter of refined petroleum products. The continued expansion of Dangote Refinery's operations will not only drive economic growth, but also enhance Nigeria's standing in global trade, fostering long-term benefits for both the domestic economy and international partners. The refinery's ability to transform Nigeria's petroleum industry is also evident in its impact on domestic fuel supply chains.
It's closed that Nigeria is no longer importing refined petroleum products and is now off-taking fuel from the Dangote Petroleum Refinery.
By significantly reducing the need for fuel imports, the refinery has created a buffer against external economic shocks, such as fluctuations in global crude oil prices.
The oil market report highlighted that Nigeria's reliance on imported refined products has dropped.
This has helped stabilize the domestic economy and provided a more predictable energy cost for businesses and consumers alike. Additionally, the refinery's production of diesel and aviation fuel has supported local industries, including transportation and manufacturing, further strengthening Nigeria's industrial base. In the long term, the success of the Dangote refinery may encourage further investment in Nigeria's energy sector. With its ability to refine crude oil locally, Nigeria has an opportunity to develop a more self-sufficient and robust energy industry. This could lead to the creation of more refineries, increased employment opportunities, and enhanced infrastructure development.
Dangote Refinery has reinforced Nigeria's position on the global energy stage.
Furthermore, the refinery's impact on the global energy market demonstrates that African nations can compete on an international level, challenging traditional powerhouses in the petroleum industry.
Nigeria's Dangote Refinery will significantly impact Europe's oil industry.
While challenges remain, including concerns over pricing, government regulations, and market competition,
I knew that there would be a fight, But I didn't know that mafia in oil, they are stronger than mafia in drugs.
The Dangote refinery has proven that Nigeria has the potential to be a leading player in global energy production. The refinery's ability to export fuel to major economies like the United States and Saudi Arabia underscores its growing influence. With continued investment and policy support, the refinery is poised to drive Nigeria's economic transformation, ensuring long-term benefits for both the country and its trading partners. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to NATV. Have a great day.